What's going on, guys? Today's video is going to be about 10 characters that I miss from The Walking Dead. If you can tell from the title, of course. Stay tuned to the video and find out which ones I miss. Alright guys, let's jump right into it. Number 10 on my list is Lori. And I really don't miss Lori, but Lori did make my list because I kind of do miss Lori, because I would love to see, and we're talking about the show, of course. I would love to see how things would have went if Lori was still around. You know, with Judith being older, if Michonne and Rick never got together, and sorry, I hit my mic. If Rick and Lori were still trying to work things out and stuff like that, I would like to see where that goes. If it did go anywhere, but unfortunately she's not around. I'm gonna try to make this look pretty quick. So my next on my list is Simon. Some people don't know, a lot of people don't like Simon. I personally enjoy Simon's character. If you guys don't know, he's pretty much Negan's right hand man, and he's number 9 on my list because same thing with Lori. I would like to see how things would have progressed if he was still around. If I don't think Negan would have still been locked up. If he even was locked up, if Simon just gave up in the war, maybe I think Simon probably would have took over the sanctuary while Negan was locked up. I don't think he probably would have even tried to rescue Negan, because he was in the search for some power. So with Negan being locked out the way in 6 years in the making, he would have he probably gonna have some a good team right now, and he probably would have been an issue. Alright, but moving on. Next on my list, number 8, is Andrea. Andrea, I do miss Andrea. Andrea was still alive in the comics for not too long ago, and it'd have been great to see where she would have went. Even if she didn't make it all the way to where we are now, but if she made it to farther than what she was, and she made it at least to Alexandria, just to see how things went from there, or see who she would have hooked up with, or how her character would have changed. Andrea, I don't know. I think she would have got stronger, a lot stronger than what she is now. I think her and Michonne would have been a great duo together. I can't really think of other things to mention about Andrea, but moving along, number 7 on my list, and I don't know why I had him at number 7. Maybe because he wasn't on there not too long ago, so I really don't miss him that much. It's Carl. I miss Carl. Because at first I didn't like Carl. From season 1 to season 2, I think after season 2, I think I started liking Carl until season 3 or at the end of season 2. No, actually no, I didn't like Carl until I believe at the end of season 3, when Carl got a little older. And because to me, Carl got one of my favorite characters killed, which I wish he was still around, which is Dale. And if you guys don't know Dale, he was pretty much like Andrea's dad, sort of. And I think in the comics, her and Dale actually hooked up for a little bit. But I wish Carl, he was just whiny. He just wanted to do all this stuff, and he got Dale killed. And I know he was just a kid trying to do kid things, but he was just stupid. He didn't listen. I just really couldn't stand him. But as time went on, I really enjoyed his character progressed after him losing his eye and everything like that. So Carl was definitely number 7 on my list. Number 6, and most like everyone's favorite, and I'm surprised he's not higher, is Glenn. Glenn was one of my favorites from day one. Glenn was one of my top characters all the way until he went out, of course. I enjoyed Glenn, his charisma, his spirit, everything about Glenn. It's just kept the team together, and he was just so strong and came along so far from where he came from season 1, and to see his character got to where it was amazing. And I would have loved to see him still around, to see how things would have went from there too. The same as a lot of characters. I wish a lot of characters were still around. Things probably would have turned out a little bit differently, but it would never be where we are now. But I think if some of these characters were still around, the ratings wouldn't be getting lower each time. But what do I know? Moving along, Michigan, number 5, T-Dog. T-Dog, of course, no being black, I miss T-Dog. We don't really have a lot of us left on the show. T-Dog was great, man. He was great. He went out like a I don't want to say like a G, but he did went out saving others, and I really didn't like the way he ran out, sort of, but he did go out, saving others. And I kind of miss T-Dog. I would like to see where he would have went, just maybe for a few more seasons. To where we are now, he's not necessary, but just to go for a little bit longer than he did, I think it'd have been interesting to see where he went. But like I said, I'm trying to make this kind of quick. And next on my list is number 4. Tyrese. I was super excited when Tyrese came on the show. I think his time was cut short. Him and Rick didn't really get a chance to get that chemistry like they did in the comics. I'm not sure if they was trying to aim for that chemistry, but in the comics they didn't like each other, but they had each other's back, and it was great to see them around, to have each other's back. And I don't think we really got a chance to see that in the show. There's a lot of characters we didn't get the chance to see them progress as they did in the comics, and some people in the comics didn't even make it so that far. But just see where they progress now would have been a lot interesting. I think a lot more people would have been captured to the show a little bit more. And number 3, Merle. Good old Merle. Yes, I do miss Merle. I liked Merle's character. He is very interesting. I even from season 1, just his attitude and everything, I really enjoyed it. I don't know. It's just something about his character I really enjoyed. But if things would have went on like they did, and then like after the governor and all that, and if he survived that and he was still around, if him and Daryl would have stuck together and worked with Rick and them, I think they would have been an amazing duo. They would have been great together. Also, but if Merle was still around, I don't think Daryl's character would have been progressive and everything like it was, like he is now, and maybe caring and stuff like that. Maybe he would have, maybe won't. We won't know. But I would have really enjoyed to see where he went, even if Merle was just still around, just roaming somewhere. I think Merle probably would end up with the Saviors and probably end up fighting against his brother again. Or, like I said, maybe they would have stuck it out together. But it would have been great to see what would happen with them two. And number 2, and he got got killed off recently, is Jesus. Jesus, if you guys don't read the comics, spoiler alert. If you don't read the comics, stop this video right now. Jesus is still alive in the comics, and Jesus is more super badass in the comics, and what he does during the Whisper War that's coming up is super amazing, and he gets a little bit more shine than what he did, when he was on the show, because he kind of I don't want to spoil the comics, but he pretty much helped out in the Whisper War a lot. And if it wasn't for Jesus in the Whisper War in the comics, it would have, they would have never be where they are now in the comics. But if they would have used that and threw that on, to the show, it'd have been really, really interesting to see where the Whisper War would have turned out. Because now, if you guys watch the show, we no longer have Tara, which he pretty much took over from Jesus. So if Jesus was still around and they still took Terra, they would still had some leader structure. And I think Jesus would have like lost it, and it would have been a little bit more different. I think Jesus would have finally went and had that nice good guy persona like he did. But like I said, I wish he was still around, and I'm super sad about that. And finally, if you guys stuck me all the way, my number one pick that I missed the most, and I really wish he was still around even until now, I wish he was still around, is Shane. Shane was my favorite character from day one. And I mean, not from day one, because we really didn't get into Shane like that for the first, season. It was more focused on Rick. But everything that Shane did, I respected Shane. He made tough decisions. He made tough calls. And I think if he was still around for the governor wouldn't made it as far as he did, because he'd end that streak very shortly. And the same thing with the Whispers. Shane wouldn't win for that. I mean, Shane was a loose cannon, but he would have been good to have in your back pocket. He was like that crazy dog that you would have liked to have, just in case, like if someone broke in your house or something, you want that dog there. He'd have been great to have in like Rick's palm, because Shane was crazy. And the most iconic moments that I really enjoyed from Shane is from season 2. It's where he cracked the barn open, and it was great, and I really enjoyed that. Shane was just a savage. And my favorite part from that barn is, like I said, as soon as he cracked that thing open, and this just happened.
That's hard. It's long. Watch, it's still coming. Shane, enough. Hey, you right, man. That is enough.
And once that happened, it was just all. I was like, yo, he's the man. Like, I don't care what anyone says. A lot of people don't like him because the stuff that was going on with him and Lori and everything. I disagree, and I agree with some of the stuff he did, but the Lori and situation, I wish it would have been differently. But I do wish he was still around. I miss Shane. He was like my favorite one. Things would have been a lot different. And also, if he didn't try to kill Rick, if him and Rick just worked things out, I think things would have been a lot better. Negan probably would not got as far as he did if Shane was still around. Or maybe he would have. Maybe he took out Shane. But I wish he was still around to see where it went. Miss Shane. I love Shane. I love this character. One of my favorite things. One of my favorite characters, I meant to say. But anyway, that's my top 10. If you guys agree, leave a like. If you guys disagree, hit a dislike. But anyway, guys, thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Like, subscribe, and share. And I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.
And I heard him say, like Adam said, nothing's ever promised them all today. Gotta make a way, gotta seize the moment that you're in now. You can stay back and get in now, come win now. Why lose it all? Cause the rich and famous still lose it, dog. Like